Hello everyone and welcome to my bar. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. Now I am no expert mixologist, but like anyone tending bar in a cave, I have an adventurous spirit and a willingness to try anything once. So, what do you say? Since I don't have a menu or a call list or anything, I tell you what, I do have a set of gaming dice, and I'm willing to roll those dice to see what goes into your cocktail if you're willing to roll the dice with me and see what happens. What do you say? Will you stick around to see how it is? Great. If it's any good, I'll recommend it to you. Maybe one day we'll even share one. So, let's go ahead and get started with our first die, and that's a D4. So if I'm gonna roll a D4, I wanna have something that's really essential, something that I need one of these four things in here, and essentials are the perfect thing to choose. So here we go, that's a 3, which on the essentials chart is vermouth. I use dry vermouth, so we're gonna be going with a dry vermouth today. Next up is a D6. D6 is going to choose our garnish. I got a 5, sugar rim. Okay, we're off to a weird start, but hey, vermouth and a sugared rim, you know, this is maybe some sort of martini thing. So we're gonna roll a D8 to choose a mixer, a less essential mixer. So here we go. That's a 1. Tonic. All right, I do love tonic water. So tonic, vermouth, sugared rim. Okay. This could be a thing. This could be a thing. We'll find out. But we can't make a cocktail without some kind of liquor. So here's our liquor chart. We're gonna go ahead and roll a D10. And that will choose the liquor for today's cocktail. 5 is gin. Okay. All right, so we're making a gin martini. All right. Nothing wrong with that. With tonic. So that's going to be weird, but still not a nightmare. Not the worst thing. Could be way worse. So before we go ahead and make this cocktail, let's go ahead and roll for a bar term. This is just a little pop quiz to reinforce for you that I do know what I'm doing, or at least I have some idea of what I'm doing. So we'll go ahead and roll this D12 and see what today's education is about, and that is neat. Today's cocktail, of course, is not going to be neat. Neat is when you serve just the liquor. Frequently in a shot, or just like a rocks glass with no rocks. And that is neat. That's honestly the way I prefer to take my whiskey if I'm being vulnerable here. But yeah, that's neat. Neat is just pour the liquor in a glass and serve it. Not much more to it than that. Which, as someone who's tending bar, it's pretty neat. Saves me a lot of time. All right, so last thing we need to choose before we make this cocktail is a name. What are we going to call this monstrosity? And as you can see, I've got 20 names on the screen right now. Those names were suggested by friends online, and you can be one of those friends. Head on over to indecisionist.com/dungeonbarkeep. The link is in the doobly-doo. There you can find a link to a form to submit any name ideas that you've got. They'll go onto the sheet and become one of the hundreds of suggestions that get chosen from randomly for the list that you see here. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and pick one of these with a roll of that D20. That's a 9 and saving throw. All right. I mean, it's got like a Bondy sort of thing going on, so saving makes sense. Maybe that's the play. It's like a spy thing. That's fun. I like where that's going. That's got some story elements to it already. So now that we've got all of our elements, let's go ahead and put them together. It's time to make this cocktail. So we're gonna head over to the bar top cam and put it together. All right, adventurous drinkers. So we are going to start off by rimming our glass. That's an important first step to the garnishing process. So this is going to be challenging because I'm using my arm to block the light. So I'm just going to create a little bed of this hypothetically citrus flavored. Apologies for the grainy footage. We had to change the lighting so that you could see this. But we're going to go ahead and rim this glass real quick. So I am going to go ahead and cut into a lemon, and that is just going to give us a little bit of moisture for the glass to use to hold on to. So I'll just go ahead and slide the glass in there, get a nice coating of lemon juice on there. All right. And now just all right. And now let's just get a little extra down the side. There we go. All right. So you'll be able to see that better when we turn the lights back on, but there we go. That's our sugared rim. So I'll set that off to the side, set this off to the side, and turn the lights back on. Much better. All right. Now, the next step is to go ahead and make this cocktail. I don't think this needs to be shaken. I'm a Bondi sort of guy. So let's go ahead and get out our mixing glass. A few d6 of cold damage. And now, got a jigger for 2 ounces of gin. Standard bar pour. Nice space level understanding of what that's going to be like. I want to give this vermouth a fighting chance, so I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce. And give it a little stir. All right. That's nice and cool. We'll strain it into our prepared glass. Leaving a little room for our tonic. Gets us. Ooh. Oh, and some of the sugar is falling down in. That's picturesque. Like that. I'm going to cut myself a little lemon wedge. Even though this isn't a particularly citrusy cocktail, that ought to give it some, little touch of class. And there it is. But how does it taste? The saving throw. Okay. Okay. I'm not mad about it. The gin and tonic is nice. The vermouth adds a sort of mellowing quality to it. It kind of cuts the edges off of the tonic. And really hides the gin. The gin really takes a backseat and almost feels more like I don't know. You definitely wouldn't think that the balance was, an eighth the amount of what's in there for the gin. It does not taste that way at all. So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I would recommend this, especially if you're the sort of person who finds that a gin and tonic has too much punch for you. Like if that's too much aggressive tonic flavor, the vermouth really tones that back a lot. and I think makes for this being a pretty tasty cocktail. I really think you should try it out. So here on the channel, we like to come up with a way to integrate a drink like this into an adventure setting. And I do feel like there's so much opportunity for this to be a spy drink. I think this is the drink that you give your players right before they're going to go on a dangerous mission behind enemy territory in only their tactical neck. And they've loaded up all their guns. They've stopped at a bar on the way out, and they're getting their mission briefing from their leader, who only has one letter for a name. And before they leave, they get this cocktail handed to them, and mechanically speaking, I think you probably give them like a save if they take the drink, because obviously it's a boost to their morale and a boost to their skills because they stopped at this bar and they got this information, and that's what's going to give them a little extra edge while they're out on the mission. This really does feel like a spy drink. It's classy, it's tasty, it tastes like a real cocktail. Like, this is something someone would do on purpose. And honestly, I think you should try it out if you're interested. It's got shades of a Vesper Martini. It's got a little extra sweetness, which really carries across with that vermouth. I think you could put the twist of lemon into the drink, much like a Vesper Martini, and that would make, that'd be a nice presentation as well. I think there's a lot recommending this. So thank you so much for joining me here. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And until next time, drink adventurously.